Hello everyone, thanks for joining. In this video, I will explain how the AI automation works and how you can get started with AI. Let's get started. What is AI automation? AI automation means letting software make small decisions for you automatically based on rules you define. Common examples might be you might have an email, summarized those email automatically. You always know that you get long email and then you don't have enough time to read about those. What you can do, you can have some sort of form. People can submit the response. This can be saved automatically. And based on the response, what they receive, you can take some certain actions. Maybe you received an email, you want to use ChatGPT or any other AI to draft the reply. You can do that as well. One common misconception, you are not replacing yourself. Basically, you are delegating boring thinking, or maybe you want to summarize the whole text, right? You have a 3-page text or research paper. You want to summarize whole things in easy, understandable language. You are doing that part. So how can you get started with AI? There are one thing I'll talk about in this video, that is n8n. This is a visual tool that helps you connect apps and AI together without writing code. There are a lot of AI tools you can write code as well. So I am a software engineer working in the industry for 14 years. But in this education section, I want to focus more on the no coding part. And in n8n, we will see some of the examples. The boxes are steps, lines means data flowing, and typically all the design goes from left to right. And to clarify the concept, one box has only one job to do. If you are already familiar with flowchart in programming, you already know all these concepts well. But if you are not familiar with flowchart or programming or any side of programming language or coding, these even after that you can get started. So there are two options for n8n. You can do cloud versus self-hosted. So there are some obviously trade-offs. If you do n8n cloud, you can go to https n8n.io. It's the fastest way to get started. There is no setup, but there is a monthly cost. You need to pay $20 per month. I will show you in the next video how to set up this n8n cloud if you want to do that. In this video, we will start with Docker. Is the another option. It's self-hosted, and since it's self-hosted, is actually free. You have full control over it, and you will manage everything. So in this video, we'll talk about basically n8n Docker version, which you will set it up in your local machine. Local machine, I mean by laptop or desktop, wherever you want to. If you are learning, I would suggest start here because it's free. You are not paying any money for this one. So what is Docker? Docker is like a lunchbox that contains an app and everything it needs to run. So basically Docker is a container where you run an app. You don't install the app on your computer, you run basically the lunchbox, that actual Docker container. Docker is another way to learn all these things, but I don't want to go into detail about what is Docker, how to learn all those things. If you're a software engineer, most likely in day-to-day life, you might use Docker most of the time. But you don't need to understand Docker deeply to use it. That's the interesting part. Two things, you can go to www.docker.com and you can download Docker Desktop. And if you go there, basically you download Docker Desktop for like either MacBook or Linux or Windows machine. And then after you install Docker, you will have Docker Desktop running, and basically that will be something like in Mac. I'm doing it in Mac. You will be able to have something like Docker Desktop running. Once you have that, you install an Docker, and then you need to download n8n from n8n site. So you go to hub.docker.com. You basically go to this link. I'll share all the link, and then download this Docker image. And I'll show you all the command you need to run to get all these things. And then basically you run the Docker command. So once you have Docker, you go to open your command prompt and you run these few commands. One command, obviously, Docker pull n8n io n8n, then you will pull the image. Then you create a volume where you want to store the data. So you create Docker volume create n8n data, which is basically the data directory or volume in your machine where you store all the data. Then you run this command, docker run -it -rm -name n8n, then -p 5678 colon 5678 -v n8n data, which you basically give the name what n8n data you want to use. That's pretty much it. Once you run all these commands, these three commands, you can go to the browser and localhost 5678. If you go there, you will be able to see this page in 5678 where you need to just set up a username and password. Then you'll be able to access this page. And you can create the workflow. And I have few already workflows. So you create the workflow and you come up to this page. And let's go through this one. You have a this is your personal subscription. You will put a name for the workflow, and then we'll talk about all the details about how to run all these things. That's pretty much it. You will get into this channel, this page where you create a workflow. So to create a workflow, I created just very simple workflow to demonstrate what this type of automation can do. So it has three parts. One part is actually it will send you a message. Someone send you a message. Your customer will send you a message when chat message received. Then it will check what type of number that person enters. I created an if block where basically I'm looking into is a positive number or negative number. And if it's a positive, it will return as positive. And if it's negative number, it will return as negative. So let's see how you can create these hold these things. So you create this plus sign and you search for chat. You create this chat trigger, and then you will get this node. Once you get this node, there will be a plus sign. You create the plus sign and then add this if node. You create this if node and you put the value, and then from this if, you will add in the plus, you will create another node like respond to positive. So basically response to chat, this node, and you will write positive and negative. That's all you do, but let me show you how to run this one. So basically I created this one. Then you will save this n8n workflow. So now if you click this when chat message received, you create the open chat, you want to send some value. So basically maybe send 11, a number. And what it does, if you send this number, it will return back some of the value from this one, and you will see it returned actually positive. So it's a positive number. That's why we ran that file. So when this one, if you want to open this chat message received, you click the open, right click and open. You need to select this response mode. So when response mode, and we are using response nodes. That's pretty much it. In the if node, what we have, you right click and open. You get the value JSON chat input to number. So whatever value they are pressing or sending, you are checking basically is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, then it will be positive, and we will add another response to positive. So okay, go here and just write positive message. And same as here, if it is negative, it will just print a negative number. So if you run this code, it basically responds to a positive number or negative number. So you can save this file, and there are a few other things you can learn about the execution and editor, what you did. But if you want to run it again, you click this guy and start chat. That's pretty much it. That's how you run n8n workflow. If you want to download these workflows, you can get all this information from our free school community. So the next thing you should try how to data movement works through different steps in n8n. test out other integration. So just play around all the different types of node and then play around Docker n8n. And comment in this video if you're struggling with any setup issue or what you want to learn next about n8n. But basically in the next video, I'll talk about how you can set up n8n cloud, but you need to pay for that one. And then join our free school community where you can see I will share all the n8n template in our skill community. That's pretty much it for this lesson. Thanks for joining in this video, and I'll see you in the next lesson.